Okay, first off, remove the passenger seat. Then grab a 13mm wrench and socket with ratchet and remove the 2 bolts. The one in the back is a bit hard to reach, just be patient. Repeat the same thing on the other side. Make sure to put the spacer to the side because you will have to reuse it again. The spacer is located on the outside of the subframe. Now, grab the supplied M8 by 70mm long bolts, washers, the spacers, which we supply, and the nuts. Grab the right side, pannier rack, push the bolts through, and then put the spacer on the inside of the tab on the pannier rack. The spacer will keep the pannier rack's tab away from the subframe a bit, like so. You can see the spacer is in between the subframe and the pannier rack's tabs. Put on the washer and the nut. Now this one is very tricky. You will have to reach way behind inside into this crevice. Just gotta be patient. You will succeed. Okay, grab the C-clamp, the 2 6x35mm long bolts, and the supplied nuts. Then on the back side of the frame, put on the C-clamp, line up the mounting holes, and push both bolts through, and put the supplied nut on the back side. Just spin it on with your hand. Now on the left side, you repeat the very same thing. Grab the M8 by 70mm long bolts. Make sure to put the OEM spacers back on the subframe. It's subframe plastic panel actually, but put it back in. Then our supplied spacers and push both through firmly. They will probably stay in place. Then grab the washer and the nut, spin it on. Again, back to the back end. This is very tight here, so just be very patient. Keep at it and find the best angle that will help you manage to install this part. And now the nut, you can do so by placing the nut inside the wrench and just keep it in place with one finger and start tightening the bolt from the outside while keeping the nut in place. And voila, you will succeed as well. Again, grab the C-clamp for the left side. Use the supplied bolts, nuts, washer. Okay, one of the final steps is installing the cross brace. For this, you will be using the supplied 6mm by 20mm long bolts, nuts, and it's an asymmetrical version, so it's easy to spot the correct direction and angle. The longer side is the right side on the exhaust side. Push the bolts through and thread the nuts on. Like so. Repeat the same thing on the other side. In this case, it's the left side. Nice and easy. This is the finishing touch. The final steps is torquing, tightening the bolts, and then torquing. With the same recommended tools, you start tightening the bolts and nuts gradually, as you can see in the video. Leave the torquing for the very end when everything is nicely lined up. You don't want to torque one bolt and then move to the other one. It will put too much pressure on the structure. The bolts and nuts have been done up. Go out for a test ride, 100 kilometers, 150, 80 miles, 100 miles, and check all the bolts and nuts again. Make sure they're up to the torque specs. Thank you so much for watching. Leave us a comment. If you would like to purchase this product, please reach out to us at outbackmotortech.com.